Since the 1990s, there has been continued development of lycra garments and an increase in the number of styles, as well as the extension of their use into neurological conditions other than cerebral palsy. One such product is the sensory dynamic orthosis, SDO, which is a made-to-measure lycra garment manufactured by Jobskin Limited. Evidence gathered through international research and individual case studies shows that the wearing of a Jobskin SDO leads to an improvement in function and is thought to be due to both neural and biomechanical means. The sensory dynamic orthosis, SDO, is a made-to-measure garment which fits closely to and completely covers the trunk, arms and legs. It is manufactured from a blended material. Individual panels are sewn together so that pressure is exerted to the trunk and limbs. If necessary, extra reinforcements can be added to give extra support and/or control. The need for extra reinforcements should be considered carefully. So, how does the SDO work? The SDO provides repeated stimulation to the sensory motor pathways to the CNS. This is an important part of the treatment of people with neurological impairment, since it is through these pathways that we can influence tone and normal movement patterns. Through its dynamic properties and tight fit, the SDO will also bring about certain biomechanical changes that will ultimately influence movement patterns and muscle action. The combined results of these effects are changes in tone, increased stability and balance, increased body awareness, ability to move more easily, more effective muscle action and control, improved gross and fine motor function. The SDO can be used to successfully treat a number of neurological conditions including cerebral palsy, CVA, traumatic brain injury, cerebellar ataxia, multiple sclerosis, sensory deprivation. A sensory dynamic orthosis vest can be used to influence tone and correct postural asymmetry due to hemiplegic cerebral palsy. Here, we see the obvious shoulder girdle asymmetry and postural scoliosis. On application of the sensory dynamic orthosis vest, there is an immediate improvement in the shoulder girdle and her spine. After 3 months of wear, the child is able to activate her spinal and gluteal muscles more efficiently, achieving an erect, symmetrical posture. Finally, after 6 months' wear, we can see that the child is able to activate her muscles and maintain a good posture. This improved posture and proximal control means that her arm and hand function is improved and associated reactions reduced. The immediate postural changes made to the spine of a child with severe scoliosis when in a suit are evident in these X-rays. The malalignment of the pelvis due to muscle imbalance puts the spinal and extensor muscles at a biomechanical disadvantage and allows the predominant flexor muscles to shorten. This girl has poor proximal control and high distal tone, resulting in marked muscle imbalance. As a result of wearing a full SDO suit, we are able to realign her shoulder and pelvic girdles, improving the proximal control and distal tone. Because muscles work better when joints are in correct realignment, then both agonists and antagonists are now in a better position to work more efficiently. 24-hour postural management can be very difficult to achieve in those children who are able to move and who will not accept being restrained by the more conventional sleep systems. The following pictures highlight the way in which a pair of SDO leggings and derotation bands can be used to correct hip rotation at night. The marked internal rotation seen here is compromising the child's hips and could result in hip dislocation if not addressed. Using derotational bands and pants, we can achieve correction while still allowing some freedom of movement. After 12 months of wearing the pants all night, there is marked improvement in leg position even without the pants. Low proximal tone is a common problem in children with cerebral palsy. Functionally, it has a great impact. In this example, the child has static balance, although fixes with his hands and shoulders to achieve this, but is unable to move outside his base of support. As soon as he was supplied with a pair of SDO pants, he was confident enough to move forward out of his base, lift up both hands to play, and is even beginning to turn. Within 12 months, this child was walking independently and the SDO was removed. The SDO can also be used in the treatment of adults with neurological impairment. One example of its successful application is in the treatment of ataxia. This lady has a marked dysdiakinesis as a result of poor control, and as a result, her fine motor function is severely impaired. The wearing of an SDO vest and gloves provides improved sensory input to the brain, resulting in greater motor control. Functionally, this meant that the lady could drink a cup of tea without spilling it, write more clearly, and also walk without fixing herself by clasping her arms behind her back. As a result of neurological damage, this lady has pelvic instability and insufficiency of quadriceps and hamstrings. The result is that she has had to lock her hips and knees of the stance leg in order to be able to take weight and enable the contralateral leg to swing forward. She also has poor clearance and short stride length. Through wearing a full SDO suit, she is able to gain enough stability and control to get effective foot clearance and improved stride length, but also she does not have to lock into extension in order to weight bear. Some of the comments from carers and users are: "Never have I seen anything like this. It's like 20 years of therapy in 1 hour." "I just wanted to let you know what fantastic results we've had from our son wearing his suit already. Today was the first day that he's worn it for the whole day at school. Since last weekend, he's gone from walking with assistance, holding his right hand and having a supporting hand on his left side, to walking just holding his right hand, weak side. He's also managed to take up to 10 steps completely unaided from one adult to another. This suit has done more for my child than anything else. I've never been able to keep my arm down like this before." In order for you to effectively use the SDO, then we will provide in-depth training on the clinical application of the SDO and/or training on measuring, prescription and how to run an SDO clinic in your own department. Visit our website on www.jobskin.co.uk for more details, or contact the office on 0115 973 4300.